We as Americans need to put our elected officials' feet to the fire and demand that they work together, or they won't get back in office. You know, in this age we live in, this accelerated information age, we're getting further and further apart. We're not getting together, we're getting further and further and further apart.
Explain to us how this then plays out.
All money ain't good money. What would you do? It's easy, Michael.
Kid who RuPaul is calling the future.
What would you do, Michael?
That's why you asked.
You always put me on. Please welcome Desmond Napoles, aka Desmond is amazing. And your parents, we saw your parents in the piece that we did, and your parents are so supportive of you, but they've encouraged you to stay and be who you are. So how has that inspired you to be open about
yourself? So you can be whatever you want to be, huh? People sell their souls and side with the nonsense.
Get into this information age. I don't care who you are. You can promise people a whole lot of people that are in trouble right now because they just don't fit in. It's no coincidence that the places that were at the height of the Industrial Revolution in America, Pittsburgh, the Rust Belt, are suffering the worst right now.
And those are the places, of course, where Donald Trump...
And they're frustrated. And I don't care which president is, they can't promise them anything. And those jobs aren't coming back. I don't care who promises you that. So what is the long-term effect of too much information? The polarization of the electorate? A mean-spiritedness.
False information as well, because there's the whole fake news thing.
Pick one. It's not just one. That's the flavor of the day. Every day is something else. People have to understand, are you using your device or is your device using you? Can you put it down? Can you turn it off?
You're talking about literally the places people get their information from.
I don't care what information. Pick one. Phone, television, you know.
Are you a slave to your phone? Or are you using your phone to your benefit? Are you in dumb scrolling or doom scrolling? Or are you actually using the things that are given unto you? In 1 Corinthians 9, it says, 9:24. Think about this. It says, do you not know that in a race, all runners run, but only one receives the prize? Okay, so run that you may obtain it. Every athlete exercises self-control in all things. All things. They do it to receive a perishable wealth, but we do it an imperishable. Who is the we that Paul is talking about? So I do not run aimlessly. I do not box like one beating the air, but I discipline my body and make it under my control, lest I preach to others and I myself should be disqualified. As you can see, Denzel is not in deep engrossed, like he's not a slave to social media, and you can tell by his dialect and how he's talking to other people, and he's not brainwashed, and you can see that he is trying to make people think.
Sure.
Well, that was a question. Who you wound up supporting in the election, presidential election?
None of your business.
None of my business?
None of your business.
Well, I'm only asking because the story was online, but that's okay.
Huh?
Let me ask you this. Over the last 8 years, in your mind, have race relations improved under his leadership?
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along.
In Chicago, a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Look up, Google Lil Yummy. Lil Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer.
Wow.
And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old.
Wow.
Who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old.
That makes no sense.
You blame the system? Where was his father?
Man is cooking. Man is cooking up. So let's look at some stats. He goes in with the stats a little bit. Let's look at the stats. The stats. Percentage of people in prison that are fatherless. Watch this. All right, let's see. So, studies. This is on nolongerfatherless.org. 85% of the youth in prison comes from fatherless homes. 85%. 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 71%. And 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes. So he's cooking with data to back it up. As we all know, people are with brains, but
I'm just more inclined now to just give all of myself towards the spread of the gospel. Like at this point, if we're not serious about that, then we are all wasting our time. Not only as a global family, but as the bride of Christ. Even if you're watching me, you belong to another church. If we're not about the spread of if we're not about the Great Commission, if we're not about multiplying disciples, if we're not, at this point, if we're not about that life, then we are really wasting our time. It's like being down in the fourth quarter and don't know how to play.
Slowly but surely it's changing. But you know who never changes? God never changes. He's the same today, yesterday. It's always the same.